Daf Yomi, Tractate Chullin, page 23. Top of the page. The words Ki Yitzrich Kral Mu'ute Nirba B'nebad. Ki Yitzrich Kral Mu'ute Nirba B'nebad. The Gemara rejects that proof. When the phrase in the verse of doves or of young pigeons was necessary, it was to exclude a bird that was the object of bestiality or a bird that was worshipped as a deity. So, kedai zechamina hoyed ksiv ki mashach tam bahem mumbam yiton dever Mishmoel kol makom shenema hashchoso einoi elo davar erva v'dezore davar erva d'ksiv ki hishkes kol boso es dar kol haloretz. As it could enter your mind to say, since it is written with regard to the halachot of disqualified offerings, because their corruption is in them, there is a blemish in them. Leviticus 22:25, referring to two types of disqualifications, corruption and blemish. In the school of Rabbi Yishmael taught, anywhere that the term corruption is stated, it is referring to nothing other than a matter of licentiousness and idol worship. The Gemara cites proofs for this claim. Corruption is referring to matters of licentiousness, as it is written, "For all flesh has corrupted their way upon the earth." Genesis 6:12. The word way alludes to sexual intercourse. Avodah zareh dichsiv pen tashchisun v'asisim lachem pesel kol shemun poisel boy. Devar erva v'avodah zareh poiselin boy. V'chol shein amum poisel boy. Ein devar erva v'avodah zareh poiselin boy. V'hani oifois hoy v'lo pasil behu mumam. De'omar mar tamut v'zachrut v'behema v'ein tamut v'zachrut be'ofot. The corruption is also referring to idol worship, as it is written, "Lest you deal corruptly and make a graven image." Deuteronomy 4:16. One might have thought any type of offering that a blemish disqualifies, matters of licentiousness and idol worship disqualify it, and any type of offering that a blemish does not disqualify, matters of licentiousness and idol worship do not disqualify it. As with regard to these birds, since blemishes do not disqualify them, as the Master says, there is a requirement of an unblemished state and male gender in a sacrificial animal, and there is no requirement of an unblemished state and a male gender in sacrificial birds. Say that matters of licentiousness and idol worship should also not disqualify the birds. Therefore, the Tana teaches us from the phrase in the verse of doves or of young pigeons that a bird that was the object of bestiality and a bird that was worshipped as a deity are disqualified. Apropos the discussion of the beginning of the yellowing of the neck plumage, the Gemara cites another matter where there is an uncertainty as to whether an animal of a particular age is of uncertain status or an entity in and of itself. Zera raises a dilemma with regard to one who says, "It is incumbent upon me to bring an animal, burnt offering of a ram, which is a sheep that is at least 13 months old, or of a lamb, which is up to 1 year old, and he brought a palgis, which is between 1 year and 13 months old. What is the halacha between 1 year and 13 months? I'll leave it. Rabbi Yochanan loy boilach, loy boilach, zomer beri ahavi. It's not a krivo, maybe a love snische ail. The Gemara elaborates, according to the opinion of Rabbi Yochanan, do not raise a dilemma, as he says that a palgus is an entity in and of itself. As we learned in a Mishnah in Para 1:3, if one was obligated to bring a ram or a lamb as an offering, and he sacrificed a palgus, he brings with it the meal offering and the libations of a ram offering, namely a meal offering of 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour, mingled with 4 log of oil, and a libation of 4 log of wine. But it does not fulfill his obligation to bring his offering. Rabbi Yochanan says that the requirement to bring the meal offering and libations of a ram offering is derived from the verse in the prohibition of the libations, or for a ram, you shall prepare for a meal offering 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with 1/3 of a hin of oil. Numbers 15:6. That serves to include the palgus, whose meal offering and libations are like that of a ram. Based on that derivation, there is no uncertainty with regard to the status of the palgus. When you raise a dilemma, it is in according to the opinion of Bar Pada, who holds that in a case of uncertainty, 23b, Damar Mesi Umasni, as he says that one who sacrifices a palgus brings the meal offering and the libation of a ram, and stipulates, if it is a ram, this is a meal offering and a libation, and if it is a lamb, those whose meal offering and libation are less than that of a ram, then the remainder will be a gift offering. Okay, we'll stop here and continue on the next Amud in the next video.